bald eagle, the symbol of the United States and the most famous eagle. Oh, say, can you see such a beautiful bird? Yes, today's hero of the day is the one and only bald eagle, the symbol of the United States of America, absolute hottie in the birds world, and the creature that would probably come to your mind first when you think of eagles. Not the band, birds. This is WildFacts, and today we will uncover the secrets of the gorgeous bald eagle, a bird of prey and courage, a simply amazing creature, and I can't wait to tell you about it. But before we begin, I suggest you subscribe to the channel. Thanks! And now, without any further ado, let's dive into the story of the bald eagle, the most famous eagle in the world. Let's meet the bald eagle, shall we? So the Latin name of the bird is Hyalotus leucocephalus, where genus Hyalotus is translated from Greek as sea eagle, and the part Leucocephalus, whitehead. And yes, if you are confused why such a feathery bird may seem bald to anyone, actually the term bald here means white, and not the lack of hair on its head. As with many other creatures on this planet, the first person who described the bird and presented it to the whole world to see was Carl Linnaeus, an absolute star of the documenting world. In his Systema Naturae, published in the 18th century, Carl gave the bald eagle the name Falco leucocephalus, but now the first part, Falco, is not in use anymore, which is a shame because it is a much cooler name than Hyalotus, at least in my opinion. The bald eagle has two subspecies in its collection, H.I. leucocephalus, described by Linnaeus in 1766, and H.I. washingtonianus, described by John James Audubon in 1827. What's also amazing about the bald eagle is that it forms a species pair with the white-tailed eagle, the very close fella from Eurasia. These two are extremely similar, and they occupy the same niche, but one lives in America and another in Eurasia. Both species appeared in the evolutionary arena somewhere during the early Miocene, or about 10 million years ago. But it could have happened even earlier, since some scientists believe that these birds entered the world more than 25 million years ago. Well, you never know, but still, they're extremely old birds. Sweet home of the bald eagle. No, their sweet home is not Alabama, or to be particular, not only Alabama. The bald eagle resides all across the North American continent, and it can say that it is an all-American bird, continent-wise. As you remember, there are two subspecies of the bird, and they prefer to live in absolutely different conditions. The first one prefers to live in the southern part of the North American continent, and the second one lives in the north in Alaska, Canada, and some northern states in the USA. They do not distinguish too much from each other, but the H.I. washingtonianus one is a little bit bigger. The eagles love living near the big bodies of water, since it is the only place where their favorite food, fish, lives. They do prefer bigger water reservoirs, so you can meet them near a small lake, but it is just reasonable. The more water, the more fish. The bald eagle also needs some big and hardwood trees to create its spectacular home, the large nest from sticks. I call it spectacular since most of them are about 5 feet, 1.5 meters in diameter, but often they can be even bigger, up to 10 feet wide, 3 meters. Like all Americans, bald eagles enjoy large spaces, and good for them. The nest is not only a home for eagles, but it is also a love nest for a pair of them. Here are a couple of bald eagles which, by the way, mate for life, have their kids, and enjoy a peaceful married life. However, if they can't conceive after numerous attempts, the couple can split, and the lovers will go to look for a new pair. That's very sad, actually. They breed in mid-February, and both mommy and daddy take care of the eggs and kids equally up to their 8-week birthday, when a little eaglet says goodbye and goes looking for its own destiny. And the last sweet thing about these magnificent birds, I would love to say in a family context, is that bald eagles rarely, but it happens, adopt other raptors to save kids from death. That is so noble of a mighty bald eagle. In the wilderness, the bald eagle can live up to 20 years on average, but in captivity, they can thrive a lot longer, up to 50 years, which is much more promising. Let's talk about the looks. The bald eagle has a distinctive appearance, dark brown body with a beautiful white head, white tail, and very bright yellow beaks and legs. Girls and boys look the same, but ladies are much larger than their male counterparts. Little and juvenile eagles do not have their special white hair on their heads and tails. They are all brown with white mottled wings and only hope for a day when they can go bald. I mean white. On average, female eagles can weigh up to 12 pounds, 5.6 kilograms, and males up to 9 pounds, 4 kilograms. They can grow to be about 11 to 15 pounds, 5 to 7 kilograms, and it is believed that this is the limit for these birds. As for the length, the bird can grow up to be about 40 inches, 102 centimeters long, with a wingspan up to 8 feet, 2.44 meters. Southern birds are smaller than the northern friends, and most of them would be smaller than the numbers I said above, but still, they're spectacular. What the bald eagle eats for dinner. The bald eagle would probably love sushi because fish is its favorite dish. They are true carnivores, and they consume not only fish, but also mallards, geese, hares, possums, cats, etc. But this list is far from being full. Basically, bald eagles can eat everything they find tasty, and they find many things delicious. They are opportunists, and when the bald eagle sees a delicious creature, it preys on it. Sometimes bald eagles can steal food from other animals if they believe that they can get away with it, and I think it's pretty reasonable. After all, the strongest usually survive. Also, the birds personally do not hunt dangerous species alone because they want to live, so they stay out of trouble. Our lovely feathered friends usually get along well with everyone, but one pretty unique enemy for them is the common loon, a bird that looks very angry, I must say. However, even though the common loon attacks the bald eagle, our today's hero does the same to it, so this rivalry is mutual. The bald eagles usually catch prey with their claws, and they can hold it in one claw while tearing apart the prey with another during the feast. Like many other birds of prey, the bald eagle can spend a long time without food if they need to. But since we know that in captivity they live much longer, it seems to be that regular feeding is better for the birds than fasting after all. The bald eagle and people. The bald eagle is a national symbol of the United States and a loved and cherished creature you can meet on the Great Seal. However, like many other animals, this one could have been destroyed completely at the end of the 20th century due to, you guessed it, human interruption into the bald eagle's ecosystem. Thanks to enormous effort from government and wildlife protectors, in 2007, it was announced that the species was now saved and it is officially moved to the least concern status. Thanks to courageous people who tried everything to save the bald eagle, it is now not in danger. This amazing change in the bald eagle's destiny shows that we can change the circumstances to save innocent lives. Even though we can't save everyone, we can save some. We need to make this happen for many other animals that can go extinct because of us and help them too. Also, we must remember that once saved, the species can become endangered again. We must continue protecting and helping the bird live and thrive. So let me now hear your thoughts. Did you like my take on the bald eagle story? Do you want to hear more about national birds or different countries on this channel? Let me know in the comments section below, and I will be very glad to read your ideas for future videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, farewell!